Shalom, my brothers and sisters. Shalom. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33 says, Husbands, love your wives. Wives, respect your husbands. Wives, respect your husbands. Now, the word love here in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 33, here to love our wives means to wish well for our wives. To wish well for our wives and also to take pleasure in our wives. To take pleasure in our wives. That is to love our wives. Therefore, God says, the word of God is the will of God. And the will of God here is that we husbands should love our wives, and to love our wives is to wish well for our wives and also to take pleasure in our wives. And the second part is, wives, respect your husbands. Respect your husbands. Now, what does it mean to respect here? To respect is to fear. To respect is to honor. Okay? So when fear and honor put together is respect. That is important. Wives must respect, means fear, at the same time honor their husbands. This is the will of God. This is the will of God. We want our families, if you want to have families that is or lives according to the will of God, it has to start with the husband and the wife. The husband loving their wives and the wives respecting their husbands. Last time we looked at 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. We talked about husbands honoring their wives. Husbands should honor their wives. Now here in this text, to honor means to value, to consider of great value. Husbands should consider their wives of great value. Okay? Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22 says, He who finds a wife finds a good thing and will be favored by God. To find a wife is to find a good thing. To find a wife is to find a good thing, and he who finds a wife will find favor from God. Okay, don't you want to be favored by God or to find favor from God? Oh yes. And it says, find a wife. Find a wife. God will give you. When I say that, I personally believe God created man and woman, which means to be husband and wife and to create or raise a family. Okay, so Proverbs 18:22 says, He who finds a wife finds a good thing from the Lord. It's from the Lord. And they who find wives, they will find favor. So my emphasis is on the family. This is because if you don't have good families, You cannot expect to have good villages or towns or cities or even countries. In other words, you cannot have a good society. A good society begins from good families, and good families start with good couples, husband and wife, husbands loving their wives, and wives respecting their husbands loving and honoring their wives, and wives respecting their husbands. To love means to wish well and to take pleasure in. As husbands, we need to wish well for our wives, and we need to take pleasure in our wives, and also we need to honor our wives, to honor. As husbands, we need to consider our wives of great value, because as Proverbs 18:22 says, he who finds wife finds a good thing. Okay? And he finds favor from the Lord. And as for wives need to husbands. What am I saying? Wives need to respect their husbands. To respect means to fear and to honor. Thank you so very much. May God bless us. Thank you.